Now we're going to switch over. Why don't let's do 4 when I introduce your camera. That's good. Scott Traylor. What's new in the virtual world, Scott?
Oh, well, more lots of things, actually, and thank you so much for having me here today, and I just would like to say special thanks to Robin Raskin, and
Your mic's not on. You.
By the way, Scott is president of 360 Kid, and he's one of the guys who studies statistics, knows a whole lot about this space. He's been in it, is a producer of it, he studies it, he's taught at Harvard. He's a really wonderful resource in the children's interactive space. And what do we have in the front row here? Oh, is it virtual? Is that
That's tangible.
That is so
okay.
Cool.
Just need
Everyone feeling a little stressed right now? I don't want to say pet a puppy. There's a puppy up here, a real live puppy dog here. And I just think it's so wonderful to have something so analog. And on that note, yeah, that's so cool. Oh, okay. I miss my dog. So anyway, Scott.
Thank you very much, Warren. And as I was wanted to just say thanks so much for Robin Raskin and her help in believing in the content I have to share with everyone who is looking to make great product in the children's space. So when Robin reached out to me about this show, she said, hey, could you tell us what has changed in the virtual space over the course of the last year? And there actually is quite a lot to share, but I thought I would tell this short story. When I was 11, all I wanted was a computer. And we're talking about the TRS-80 days and recording data on tape. Just the other day, my 11-year-old daughter came up to me and said, Daddy, I'd really like a server. and I said, hold on, honey, I'm having a moment. So it was a wonderful thing. And what prompted that was her interest in virtual worlds, being able to run her own virtual world on her own machine, and being able to invite very specific people to her virtual world. That specific world is Minecraft. If you haven't seen it, it's a real mover right now. It's I call it the digital equivalent in virtual world space as MIT Scratch or even Legos. It's a fabulous product that's moving very fast as one example of something that has changed over the last year. But I also have some numbers to share. First of all, since last year, the tools for those making virtual worlds have changed quite a bit. They're trying to automate the virtual world development process. Some of the big players, Electrotank and GoToAndPlay, even a European company called Dubit, they're trying to simplify a lot of the tools so that you can go to market faster, which would fuel the fire for having way more virtual worlds. Today, K0 claims about 300 virtual worlds, which I find to be about right globally. Okay, thank you. And K0 says within 2 years' time, we'll have about 800 virtual worlds, and I see these changes in tools will help fire that. That doesn't mean all of them will succeed. So let's take a look at some numbers. Now, I'm gonna just unplug my video for a moment because I have to call up some very hard-fought and developed numbers to refer to. Aside from running 360 Kid, I'm also a consultant in the virtual world space. So, in terms of just pure uniques, if I follow lots of virtual worlds. I follow specifically virtual worlds for 3 to 12-year-olds. Last year, in the virtual world space, there were of the 94 different worlds that I followed in 3 to 12 last year. They had about 23 million uniques across all of them. This year, for the same age demographic, there are about 30 million uniques, or an increase in visits of 30% to virtual worlds for 3 to 12-year-olds over the last year. Last year, in the top 10 commanded almost 70% of all traffic. And again, this is just uniques. This is not registered users. This year, The top 10 only command 62%. Why is that? There's a bit of a slide there. Well, there are many more virtual worlds. You know, this year I'm counting about 106 for 3 to 12-year-olds. That's 12 additional worlds. And what's interesting, if you drill down on the data and look at the top 5, I have at the top of the list Wizard 101. They've increased their traffic by 5 times. Webkins, no, I'm intentionally not showing it. Webkins is on a slide. They're down 36% over the year. Club Penguin has done an amazing job of not losing much market share. They're only down a little less than 2% on the year. Pop Tropica, they've really been climbing quite a bit recently. They're down 16%, and some of the big winners, Jesse Shell, Pixie Hollow is up 22% over the year. And one of the big surprises and an award winner from last night's Cappy Awards is Moshi Monsters. They're up almost 2 times in traffic compared to last year this time. These are all US numbers, not North America, and Moshi has had greater success overseas for a while before really taking off here in the US. But with these numbers, the people that I think are interesting to watch this year, Disney's World of Cars, Minecraft, again, Minecraft.net. Nat Geo has Animal Jam that they just recently launched. An American Girl, Mattel has a new virtual world called Interstar U that just launched a few months ago. All of those are really worth watching this year. The bottom line, though, to me is these are all uniques, and I ask myself, who's making the money? That's another question altogether, and maybe our panelists can help answer it for us. Oh, shoot, and I just had the list of people to your names right in front of me here. To my left, I have Dr. James Bauer from Numedeon, who runs Whyville.net. And next to Jim is Jonathan, if you can tell me last name, I'm sorry. Bradbury. From Mattel, he is a technical producer there, not CEO as listed on the handout. No offense, one day. And David Lord, CEO of Knowledge Adventure and Jumpstart World. And they will all share a little bit with us today about what they see are some of the changes going on in the virtual world space for kids. Don't look. All right. And I'll just open it up first here with David's presentation. They're going to talk a little bit about their product, and hopefully I would ask you all if you could share a little bit about the unique challenges of engaging tweens in a virtual world online, or what your secret sauce is, whatever you can share in that regard.
Sure. Okay, I'm David Lord with Knowledge Adventure. And for those of you who don't know Knowledge Adventure, we've been around for 20 years. Founded by Bill Gross and Idea Lab, one of the first educational software players. Ultimately, the company was bought by Vivendi as part of the Blizzard Group, World of Warcraft. Vivendi went into trouble, company struggles, some investors spun it out in 2004. We came in 2008. We have operations in Torrance. We have a technology center in Bangalore, and our 2 key brands are Jumpstart and NetBlaster.